Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this in Cartridge closed loop recycling event, and it's very nice to see so many of you in this lovely location in what is a very hot place for me here in Milan today. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to the HP Environmental Initiatives this morning. So firstly, what I wanted to do is to share with you a little bit about the company. HP is the world's largest IT organization, and as you know, our products span from printing to personal computing to enterprise solutions such as servers, data centers, software and services. Today we have operations in 170 countries around the world, and we have about 300,000 employees around our operations in the world. And just to put some numbers around our organization, every year HP ships 45 million printers. In the same time frame, we ship or sell 60 million PCs. And we operate more than 200 data centers that contain around 380,000 servers on behalf of our customers. And what that equates to is that HP ships 3.5 products every second. And what this means for me as the environmental manager for the company is that bigger is not always better. It means that with this scale of our business, it brings us an environmental and social responsibility that we need to take absolutely seriously and that we need to be committed to. Outside of our own operations, when we look at HP's supply chain, which is one of the largest in the industry, we have about 1,000 production suppliers in 1,200 locations around the world. And in addition to that, we have 50,000 what we call non-production suppliers that are providing HP with services such as logistics or otherwise. And again, when you look at the spread of these services, we're spending about $65 billion US a year direct spend in our extended supply chain. And when you break that into the different regions, the majority of our supply chain is here in APJ, about 75%. And again, what this means for me is really that HP needs to address environmental and social responsibility far beyond our own doorstep, all the way to our extended supply chain. So, let's have a look at what we do in this area and what really is the HP strategy. Before we go there, what I would like to share with you is where we come from. In fact, HP is not new in the area of environmental and social responsibility. We started in 1957 by describing what are our company objectives. Those company objectives today are 9 objectives. And when the founders of HP, Bill Hewlett and Dave Papa, first started thinking about what does the company stand for, they thought about objectives such as market leadership, customer loyalty, and profit, and many other things that are very business-orientated goals. However, one of the objectives already in 1957 was global citizenship. And that was really a demonstration of our founders who were really thinking about the value of our company beyond just business. It is really to provide back to the societies that we work in. So since 1957, we really looked at firstly our own operations and the environmental footprint of our own organization and that of our customers. So in 1987, we put in place a hardware recycling program. The first time, more than 20 years ago, we started recycling our hardware products. In 1991, we expanded the program to cover printing supplies. So your ink and toner cartridges, the products that we are talking about mainly today. And in 1992, we formalized our Design for Environment program, which I will talk a little bit more during this presentation. Then in the year 2000, we started expanding our thinking around social and environmental responsibility to our supply chain. And that was the time when we put in place a social and environmental responsibility code of conduct. Firstly, for ourselves, for our own organization, and then working with other industry members to expand that code to cover other IT programs as well. And since then, we have audited our supply chain and also provided transparency to our supply chain activities, and particularly social and environmental responsibility in these operations. In year 2000, we were the first company to disclose emissions, carbon emissions associated to our largest suppliers. And along the years, we have really been recognized by some of the leading publications about our activities in this area. So in year 2009, HP was the first company in the Newsweek's Green rankings amongst the US companies. Then in 2010, we topped the Corporate Responsibility magazine as the best corporate citizen. And these are examples that we have worldwide. However, there are also some local examples. For example, this year, we were recognized as the best green ICT company by the Green ICT Consortium in Hong Kong. And also this year, we were recognized by the top green brand in Taiwan. So now let me tell you a little bit about the strategy, about what do we actually do around these programs. So the HP Eco Solutions for Printing is a really simple strategy. It actually comprises of 3 key areas. And those 3 key areas are our house, your house, and our world. So let me just talk you through these concepts so you understand what we mean by these terms. So basically, our house is really about the HP organization. How we are committed to being most environmentally responsible IT company by providing energy efficient solutions to our customers, plus also looking at energy consumption within our own operations and that of our partners. How do we consider resource conservation, materials that we select in our products, and how do we provide end-of-life programs to our customers, and how do we make sure that our own internal equipment is recycled? The second concept is your house. And this is really about HP customers. It is about all of you. How do we help our customers to be environmentally responsible? And how do we provide IT solutions for them to reduce their own environmental footprint? And again, how do we do this by providing energy efficient solutions, sustainable design for our products, and how do we advance digital transformation? And what we mean by digital transformation is really about how can society use IT as an enabler to become more environmentally sustainable and cut the carbon footprint of the society, for example. And our world is really what brings these 2 concepts together. And it is really about building innovative ways for sustainable economy today and in the future. So the core concept in this strategy is really full life cycle approach. And what this means for us as a company is really looking at the full life cycle of our products, very much from design to manufacturing, use, and disposal. And what this means is that we don't actually look at any of these stages in isolation. They are very much connected. So when we start with the design of our products, we consider how does that product have an environmental impact throughout the whole of its life cycle, and how can we minimize the impact. So let me just walk you through each one of these stages and give you a little bit of a flavor as to what do we do in this area. So around design, I mentioned that this program has been there since 1992. So the Design for Environment program really covers 3 key areas: energy efficiency of our products, material innovation, so selection of materials in our products, and then design for recyclability. So how do we enable those products that we manufacture to be more easily recycled in the end of their life? The manufacturing stage has got really 2 different components to it. It's the HP manufacturing, and it is that of our supply chains. So with HP manufacturing, HP was the first IT industry company to certify our own manufacturing operations under ISO 14001, which is the internationally recognized environmental standard for manufacturing operations. And what we look at around our own operations are many aspects. Things like energy efficiency of our operations, waste minimization, water consumption, and such areas. And we also set ourselves targets around all of these areas, from design, manufacturing, use, and disposal. So around the manufacturing, we also have targets that we are meeting and that we are reporting against every year. Around our supply chain, we have what is called an electronics industry code of conduct. And what this is basically a code of conduct that our suppliers need to adhere to. And it covers things such as environmental responsibility in the supply chain. It covers labor conditions, minimum working hours, ethics, and such like. And what this program is looking to do is to really look at defend the rights of our the employees within our supply chain and uphold the highest business ethics and environmental responsibility within the supply chain. And together with this code, there is also an auditing program. So we are looking at how do our suppliers comply with the code. But most importantly, we are actually looking to work with our suppliers to build the capacity for them to become more environmentally and socially responsible. So this area of our program is very much of a collaboration between HP and our suppliers. Then around use, we obviously provide those solutions to our customers around hardware, software, and solutions that can help them to reduce their environmental footprint. But at the same time, we also provide our customers tools to look at their environment. And let me give you a couple of examples on how we have done this in the imaging and printing part of HP. So we have recently launched a carbon footprint calculator for our customers to use. And what this carbon footprint calculator allows our customers to do is to have a look at their entire printer fleet, have a look at what devices they operate, how much energy those devices are consuming, and then by understanding the baseline for their energy consumption and their paper consumption, they can look ways in which they can reduce their energy and paper consumption and therefore their environmental footprint. And also it allows our customers to make some choices in their food delivery and set themselves targets. And these tools are available there. They are free tools for HP customers to access. The other example where we are providing more information to customers about environmental performance of our products is what we call Eco Highlights label. And this Eco Highlights label is today in more than 215 of HP products. And the label is really simple. It goes with the product, and it's almost like the nutritional value label in your cereal packet. However, it tells the customers about the environmental performance of the HP product that they have just purchased, such like energy consumption and other factors about the product. Then if we look at the end of life and return, so these are really the reuse and recycling programs of HP. We have these programs today in place in many countries and territories around the world, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in my presentation. But why these programs are so important is really because our customers are looking for environmentally and socially responsible disposal solutions. And also, it provides ourselves a means to close the loop, which is really the topic of the day. How do we select products in our product design that allows us to get back those products in the end of the product's life and put them back into our products at the design stage? So let me give you some examples about, so if this is the strategy, what have we actually done? So around our supply chain, in 2008, HP became the first in the IT industry to report the supply chain emissions. Up to today, we've conducted more than, or nearly, 600 audits to ensure that our suppliers meet the stringent environmental standards of HP, and working with the suppliers to build the capacity to meet those standards. Around product portfolio, we have cut the product energy use and emissions to 40% below 2005 levels. And this we did 9 months before schedule. We recently launched an energy efficiency and sustainability management solutions for our customers. And again, these are the types of tools that allow our customers to look at their own environment and reduce their own footprint. Around operations, we've looked at our data centers that were first in the beginning dotted around the world. We had in total 85 different data centers around the world, and we consolidated those down to 6 energy efficient facilities. And this has helped us to reduce costs by 60%, but it has also helped us to reduce the energy consumption of our operations. And with initiatives like that, we are committed to further reducing our greenhouse gas emissions by 20% below 2005 levels in the next couple of years. And outside of what we do with our own operations and that of our suppliers, we also form partnerships. We work with many NGOs or environmental organizations to provide customers education and public awareness around the world. Next, I just wanted to give you some product examples. So how does all of this translate into a product example? And I got 2 examples. One is for hardware, printing hardware, and one is for supplies. So here is the OfficeJet Pro 8500A, which is designed for environment. And for this particular product, It uses 50% less energy than a color laser printer. It also has automated two-sided printing, which means that our customers can reduce their paper consumption up to 50%. It also has EcoTips touchscreen, which provides our customers some information about how to use the product in the most efficient way. And also it uses up to 80% less packaging fiber. The next example I wanted to share with you is on HP Original Ink Cartridge. And you will hear a little bit more about this particular product during the day, but what I'm pleased to say is that we have been able to increase the recycled content of our ink cartridges over the years, and today up to 70% of the ink cartridges is made from recycled materials. These products contain water-based ink, and they are manufactured in facilities that are ISO 14001 certified. And when the customers are finished with the product, they can return the product to HP for recycling. And these products go through a recycling process where the different materials are separated from one another. And no cartridge returned to HP through the Planet Carbon's program is sent to landfill. And what I'm pleased to also announce that HP was the first company that had the closed-loop recycling program for the ink cartridges, and this is really the program that we're talking about today, and I'm very, very excited to share with you some of the recent developments in the program. So what I wanted to share with you next was really around what do we do with the products at the end of their life. So firstly, I will cover hardware programs. So our hardware asset recovery services program really covers 5 different services. It covers leasing, trading programs, refurbishment, remarketing, and recycling. And the idea here is, again, very simple. The goal is to try and get as much value out of the products as possible and provide whatever we can to the customer. So oftentimes, particularly our commercial customers, whenever they are returning products back to HP for recycling, there is still value in that product. So what we then do is to look at opportunities to remarket, refurbish and remarket that product. If there is no value or further markets on the product itself, or maybe the product is broken beyond repair, we look at the value that might be in the past. So sometimes, particularly with old IT equipment, legacy equipment that no longer have spare parts available because they might be 20, 30 years old, you can actually find some very valuable parts from our recycling program. And lastly, if the product itself or the parts in the product cannot be remarketed, then the product goes to recycling. And what happens in this step is really the product goes through a mechanical and thermal recycling process, where the different materials are separated from one another, your plastics, metals, and such like. And those materials are then used in the manufacture of new products. And through this process in 2010, we reused 30,000 products around the world. We recycled 121,000 tons of products. And here in the region, we recycled about 6,000 tons in the APJ region. And again, around this program, we work very closely with our recycling partners. In fact, we have a worldwide recycling standard that is a HP standard that our recycling partners should comply to. And it covers aspects such as treatment of the product and environmental aspects of product recycling. We also have a third-party auditing process to look at how our partners comply with the code and try to help the partners to meet the code. In 2010, we did altogether 37 audits around the world in this program alone. And so far, since 1987, which was the first year when we started our hardware recycling program, we have reused and recycled 1 million tons of hardware and supplies around the world, which I believe is a very good achievement. And we did that since 1987, and it took us about 20 years to recycle the first 500 kilotons. And then when we achieved that goal, we made ourselves another goal to recycle another 500 kilotons in 3 years alone, and we have achieved that. So then, next when we look at the in-cartridge recycling program then. And this program is called Planet Partners Program. And in fact, it covers both ink and toner cartridges. And this program is a free and easy way for our customers to recycle the product, return them to HP for recycling. Today, this program is available in more than 50 countries and territories around the world. And here in the Asia-Pacific region, we have 11 countries today that have this program in place. And we have about 14,000 customer touchpoints, whether they are commercial customer touchpoints or consumer customer touchpoints. And the way in which this program works is that for commercial customers, they can, in these 11 countries, order a collection box. And they will dispose the products into that collection box, and then once the collection box is full, they will request a pickup from HP. The consumer program in those countries where it's available most often works on the basis of drop-off locations. So there are identified drop-off locations for customers where they can go and return these products. And again, our customers can go to hp.com recycle to find out more information how to dispose of their hardware and supplies products. And since 1991, we have received and recycled more than 210 million HP ink cartridges along with this process. So let me bring you back to the life cycle approach, which is really in the heart of HP's environmental strategy. And the reason for me to bring you back to this is really the understanding that we look at the design as the core of our strategy. We do not look at any of these stages in isolation. And in fact, today's example is a living proof of that. How do we design the products where we can truly close the loop? And so we're very, very excited to share this experience with you, because it is one of those examples that so truly represents HP's commitment not only to product innovation, product quality, but also our commitment to the environment. So enjoy your day. That was my part of today, but we obviously will be talking as we go along, and I will hand over to the next presenter from here. Thank you so much for your attention.